So we're going to discuss. Okay. So we're going to discuss today about the literature review and the pattern exploration using AI. So see, when we talk about any research, whatever we are conducting, so it's very essential that the literature plays a very, very important role. Somewhere, see, when we talk about the qualitative research, so there are a lot many thoughts about it that okay, we should not refer to the literature before we start our qualitative research. But some people says that no, that we should go for the literature review so that at least we can know that okay, what has been done in the past and what is a gap as such is been there that can be addressed or that can be fulfilled. So and the people who says that okay, why we should not go for LR, or people who go for LR, they have their different justification and they have their own made of mind and they have their own reasons for that, right? But literature review plays a very, very crucial role because somewhere it helps you to understand that okay, what are the various research gaps which can be which can be further explored, you can say, and the research can be continued. So literature plays a very, very essential role. So now moving ahead, so what we're going to discuss in this particular topic is that what is the purpose of LR, especially when you talk about the qualitative studies, how to identify pattern and themes and the gaps that exist in LR. And I'll be explaining one particular tool here. All right. To explore AI tools for review automation and the thematic synthesis, and what are the best practice for leveraging AI ethically and effectively. Because that is very, very important, especially when you talk about the LR. Or for that matter, whatever you are doing using AI, so definitely the ethical use has to be there. Now, what is the purpose of LRs, especially when you talk about the qualitative studies? The first is ground the study in existing knowledge. Now, first of all, you want to understand it, okay, the kind of work I am doing or the particular research that I want to conduct. So what is the background to it, right? And when I talk about the background, so basically I'm talking about the ground, the study in existing knowledge. That, okay, what is the existing knowledge and what that knowledge is talking about? All right. What kind of studies has been conducted in the past? What was the type of studies that were conducted in the past? And what kind of researches has been done? And what kind of contributions they have done? And how they have added knowledge to the existing literature. Now, somewhere you can say when we identify the gaps, especially with the help of the literature, that help us to take our research and that gives a better grounding to our research because largely like I review lot many papers for A and even more A and B and various good journals. So in that particular, at times it happens that the comments used to come that literature is not suffice or the literature is not sufficient or the literature review is not done properly, and at times the paper gets rejected. So it becomes very, very essential to identify the research gap, you can say, with the help of the existing LR which has been there, and to, you can say, to identify the theoretical frameworks and the key constructs. Now, there are certain parameters, there are certain things, all right, on which the research has been based, right? So in case I want to use certain framework, I want to use certain construct or the variables, so that can only be done with the help of LR only, that okay, in the past these kind of studies has been done. These are the major variables or the key construct that has been utilized. So I would like to take the following for my current research, and like lot of research has been done in so and so sector on so and so kind of a sample, so and so population with these kind of statistical analysis, for example, this kind of methodology. So I would like to go with this particular you can say method and by imbibing this particular theory. So somewhere it is also helping me to highlight, you can say, the research gaps and the contextual limitations. Now there are a lot many researches that has been happened in the, you can say, in the West, but you can say there's a crunch of such kind of studies, you can say, in India or in that particular region, you can say. So at times the cultural aspect can be studied. At times you can say that particular region is not being studied properly with that. So contextual limitations have been there. So highlighting the research gaps and the contextual limitation paves us the way that okay, where we can take our research forward. Moreover, whatever the research questions we are framing and the kind of methodology that we are using, all right, for our current research, so definitely you can say the LR help us to formulate that properly. Like yesterday we talked about the research methodologies, all right, especially when whatever we are using in the qualitative researches, correct? So at times a question comes in that, okay, why you have used a particular methodology, all right? Why you have used a particular kind of a sampling? So somewhere when you are having certain, when you have done your literature review, so at times you're having, you can say a lot of, you can say answers to the question that have been asked by the reviewers, that why you are picking up a particular methodology, why you are picking up particular research questions, for example, and the kind of methodology that you are choosing for your current research. Now, it can also help me in developing codes and themes for analysis. Now, it happens at times that, okay, like for example, my area of research is largely like whistleblowing. My PhD is on that only, and I do a lot of research on that. Now, you will say that, okay, whistleblowing is a well-researched area, especially when I talk about in the West. Now, the other question could be that, okay, in India, if I said it, okay, there's a very limited studies on whistleblowing in India. So they can say na, that, okay, there might be limited studies, but the variables would be similar, na? Or there would be certain new findings that you can get, right? So somewhat you can say it helps me to understand that, okay, why I want to conduct a particular research. Like for example, there's a research which I conducted, that is whistleblowing intention of nurses in India. So already there are a lot many studies that were there on the whistleblowing, all right, on students, it has been there on the banking sector, it has been there on auditors. So largely you can say the study on whistleblowing has been done on auditors. But very few studies were there, you can say in the healthcare sector, that too in India, especially on nurses. So that was one area, all right. But that I could know when I was doing my thorough LR, right? And moreover, the kind of literature of, and from the literature, so many key constructs are also emerging. So I'm having already a lot of constructs in my hand, but when I'm doing a qualitative research, for example, so there might be some new variables that may emerge, which may not be, you can which you may say that may not be found in the current literature. That means there could be a new contribution, that means that you can do. So what are the characteristics when you talk about of LR in qual research? Definitely, it is interpretative in nature, very contextual and constructivist in nature. Because somewhere, when we want to do the LR in the qualitative research, somewhat it is emphasizing, you can say, depth over breadth. Because everybody says that, okay, this kind of research has already been done in the past, and why you want to do it? So we said, like for example, when I did my research, that okay, a lot of research has been done on the college. The researches in the past are largely quantitative in nature, but you can say the qualitative research are very limited in number. So that's why I would like to go for the qualitative. So largely the literature talks about this kind of phenomena. You can say these are the key construct which they had talked about. So definitely with the help of the existing literature review, somewhere I get an idea, I get a direction. And when I am doing my analysis, especially when I talk about the qualitative analysis, from there are certain patterns, there are certain themes, there are certain, you can say, patterns are emerging, there are certain themes which are emerging, and then I can map those themes with the existing construct, and even I can get to know that, okay, are there any new construct that may emerge, you can say, when I am conducting the qualitative research. Now it is allowing me for the emergent patterns rather than the predefined variables. Like in my previous research, which I have done, so I got a particular variable that is that the nurses want to blow the whistle, for example, because of the feeling of revenge. That means it's not because of any positive motivation, but largely because they want to, you can say, take the revenge. That okay, if somebody is taking a action against us for blowing the whistle, so definitely we would like to blow the whistle against that person, and you can say tell the authorities about the wrongdoings that has been done by that particular person and all that. So that was a feeling of revenge. So this was a kind of a new variable which was not there in the existing literature. So at times it happens that when we are doing, you can say, the LR, and especially when we are doing the qualitative analysis, at times we used to come across, you can say, the new variables or the new patterns, which were not, you can say, were there in the earlier LR. And moreover, when I talk about it also focuses on meaning making, in creating narratives, and also voicing the participant voices also been given, that okay, what participants are saying, what kind of things they want to tell, what they want to say. Because at times, as we have discussed, when we talk about and discuss and differentiate, you can say, largely between quantitative and the qualitative aspect. So definitely quantitative is more causal, you can say, cause and effect relationship, right? But when I'm talking about the quality, more exploratory in nature. All right, that's something that okay, new themes are coming up, and we try to just try to like merge them, map them, try to identify the patterns, and then try to make a sense out of the participant voice, or you can say the narratives that we have received. Now, pattern exploration, qualitative literature will talk about. So we look for the recurring themes, we look for the metaphors, we look for the narrative structures, right? Because LR is basically is telling a story that okay, what kind of researches has been done in the past, how that concept or how those particular that key construct has evolved over the period of time, and how it has evolved. So now you are going through a lot of SLRs have been there, bibliometric analysis has been there, right? So when you go through SLRs and the bibliometric analysis or the critical analysis, especially when you go to used to go, so definitely you can see that okay, how it has evolved over the period of time, right? So you can look for a lot many recurring themes. You can look for a lot of metaphors and the narrative structures, and somewhere the literature tells you a kind of a story, right? So we can use that concept for mapping and to visualize the relationships. And you might have seen, especially in the bibliometric and the SLRs, that okay, we used to make the visualization maps also there, right? Visual maps have been there where we can see that, okay, what are the various keywords that have been largely researched, what kind of relationship they're having, all right. And we can also explore, you can say, the contradictions, the silences and the marginalized perspectives, which are largely researched and which are not much researched, you can say. Even we can identify the gaps in population. So largely, like as I told you, like there were a lot of studies, you can say, especially when you talk about the whistleblowing, for example, from my area. So there were a lot of studies on auditors. Now, can we say that it is only the auditor's job to blow the whistle? This is my question to all of you. Is it you can say the auditor's job to blow the whistle, or it is everyone's job? It is everyone's job, right? It is everyone's job that okay, if something is wrong happening in the organization, so we should raise our voice against it. So largely when we talk about all these particular aspects, so definitely we got to know that okay, what kind of studies has happened in the past, what kind of population they have studied, what kind of methods they have used, and what was the context. So the context is okay, you have studied, for example, in Delhi NCR, or you have taken the data only from a particular region, right? Like for example, when I conducted this particular whistleblowing intention, so my student was also involved into it. So we collected the data, you can say, from the nurses who are working in Punjab, right? So somewhere you can say that was somewhat you can say the novel thing, because such kind of studies were not conducted in the past. And we also gave the rationale that okay, why we are doing this particular research, and why we are using a particular method, and why that particular context is important. I have also shared my recent paper, that is a study on Maternity Benefit Act 2017. So in this, we have studied two kind of perspectives. That is one of the employer, and in which we have interviewed the HR managers, and also we have interviewed, you can say, the women, you can say, who are working mothers, you can say, right? Those who have availed, or those know about the Maternity Benefit Act, right? So we want to understand the various perspectives, and I'll discuss with all of you that paper. So the types of gaps that largely have been there in lit is the empirical gap. So we get to know that okay, what is the missing data on unstudied population. So at times we say that okay, largely the studies are done on so and so population. For example, the whistleblowing studies are largely done on the auditors, but they're not much done, you can say, on the students, for example. They're not done much on the teachers, for example. So like initially my very first paper, you can say, which I wrote on whistleblowing in India, that was on higher education teachers in higher education. All right, because that was initially I took as a topic in my PhD. So I didn't find any such studies that they have talked about faculty members, you can say, and all that. So I thought that okay, why not to do it on higher education teachers? There are so much, you can say, wrongdoings that are happening in the academic world also. So why not to study about that? And see, whatever the studies I have done in 2017 onwards, not all these things are coming in the public also, that okay, there are a lot of glitches in the research, that people are paying money and they're getting their papers published, or for example, the authorship is for sale and whatnot. Fudging data and all those kind of things are happening, right? Even we got to know about lot many aspects that okay, the people can pay and they can get the degrees and the missing mark sheets and they can get it replaced and all that. So that time, whatever you can say the kind of work I have done, now I could see that okay, how relevant it was. That time it was not that much, but now we can see that whatever we have studied, it is now coming in front of all of us. So that somewhere give you a confidence also that okay, whatever the unstudied populations were there, so we can get it okay, these are the kind of gaps that we can plug in. Then there are theoretical gaps also. So that is that conceptual clarity is not there. So how we can enhance that, how we can make it better. There could be methodological gap. At times there are inadequate or outdated methods that were used. You can say, so what we used to say that, okay, largely the studies have used, you can say analytics. Okay, they are quantitative in nature, but my particular study, you can say, is qualitative, for example, or I am using mixed methodology, or I am using an experimental design. So what you are doing, you are trying to make an advancement and you're trying to you can say contribute in the form of, you can say, in bridging the methodological gap, right? So this could be one. Then the third is a practical gap, that is lack of application of the relevance. So that okay, you can say the limitations, you can say the past studies have a very limited application part, or they're not that much relevant. So how we can make it relevant? So recently we have published one paper with my PhD scholar on quiet quitting. Now, so we revise certain things. So when we see that, okay, quiet quitting, is it a new phenomena or it will going to stay? So then whenever I used to think about it, so yes, quiet quitting is going to stay, right? Because as a human being, or you can say as an employee, it is uh, it is very usual for everyone that when we stop, when we are not happy in our work, when we are not engaged, so somewhat we start get involved into withdrawal behaviors, right? And we stop giving that kind with that kind of zeal and enthusiasm. We stop giving that kind of productivity. So we are doing that much work, which is saving my job, but I'm not very enthusiastic. I'm not fully, you can say, 100% engaged in my job and all that. So what kind of application? So is there lack of application relevance? So definitely though from the literature I can get that. Contextual gap, inadequate coverage of local, or you can say the specific setting. So largely like there are certain studies that has happened in the past or that has happened in the particular region. So can we replicate that in, you can say, in the new settings, and what could be the results, right? Because the cultural aspects, the contextual you can say the contextual things are very, very different, and definitely all these things will be given. Now using AI for LR, why and how? So see, there are a lot many tools, right? That can help you to write your literature review. All right. So how does it help? So first is speeds up search, sorting, and clustering. So definitely you can just give a prompt, but definitely you have to make sure that the prompt that you are giving, that is absolutely correct, right? So prompt giving prompt is also, you can say, giving the right prompt, or you can say the correct prompt is also, you can say, a great skill. All right. So somewhat if you're giving the right skill and prompt, definitely it helps to speed up your search. It helps you to sort it better, and making a cluster. All right. So definitely your works get speed up. So definitely as a human, definitely you take a lot of time to skim through the various papers and to make notes out of it, that okay, what kind of find what from the abstract, largely when we have to skim. So largely we go through the abstracts and then try to understand, okay, what kind of work they have done, what kind of methodology they have used, and what kind of study they have done, or what are the variables they have used, and what are the results and findings. And it takes a lot of time. It's a time taking task, right? And at times if for example I have to refer to, for example, SLR paper I'm doing, or bibliometrics for that matter if I'm doing, and so if I want to refer 200 papers, so just imagine that how much time it will going to take manually if you want to go with it. So somewhat with the help of AI, you can speed up your work. That's the best part. You can sort it and you will cluster it accordingly, according to various things that you want to do it. Now, assist in pattern recognition, summarization. So definitely what I can do is I can summarize, you can say the similar kind of papers that, okay, largely what kind of work they have done. Like for example, if I talk about the any particular pattern for gender studies, for example, you're doing, or let me take my own topic that is about whistleblowing. So I can see that, okay, in whistleblowing, largely what kind of variables they have studied, all right, what kind of patterns they have identified. So I can definitely classify it, right? That largely what kind of variables or on which variables largely the studies are based. And I can make a summary out of it, right? So reduces manual coding effort also. So definitely my effort goes down, traceability becomes better, the reproducibility becomes better, because definitely AI is much smarter, you can say, as a machine it's working very fine, right? And definitely my speed, my research work gets speed up, and definitely it is also very useful in narrative synthesis and the qualitative meta-analysis in case I want to go with it. So definitely it is helping me out. So just moving ahead. Now, for example, there are what I can do with the help of LR automation. So definitely I can use various tools. I can use various cases, you can say. So there are connected papers. I can use visual literature maps that, okay, what kind of work has been done. All right. Like Elicit is one app which you people can use. All right, that is by or that is semantic search and the concept extraction, that, okay, what kind of work people have done, what kind of concepts they have explored, they have given. Then the research tab, it is very famous one. So it's a network exploration of topics and the authors, that, okay, on a particular topic, who are the famous authors, what kind of topics they have worked upon. Then the lit maps, it's a dynamic literature exploration tool. Then Cite AI, that is citation context and smart references you can do. All right. Apart from that, for example, you are using Mendeley at times, right? So Mendeley and all these are also now having AI, you can say, in them. So largely you can say AI is very much part of your the kind of the research tools that you people are using. Then Ryan has been there, that is helping in collaborating, screening and coding, where you can say the researchers collaborate and they can work on the same screen. Then the chat GPT, you can do the summarization, you can do the gap spotting and the code generation. But there's a word of caution. You have to be very careful that whatever is being generated, the ultimately, as I told you in the very beginning also, see, AI is an assistant to us. All right, it is not a replacement. So whatever they are generating, whether it is right or not, whether it is serving your purpose or not, that you have to identify. Agree? So that you have to identify. So definitely, yeah, I will chat. Okay, when you talk about the chat GPT, so say ChatGPT, some references are correct, some references are not correct. So definitely you have to at least, so ChatGPT has given you a list of references, for example, right? But you have to at least click on the links, especially the DOI that ChatGPT has generated, whether it is correct or not. So definitely that verification part has to be done by you only. Nobody else can do that. And definitely you cannot leave it, you can say, on AI. You can't, because it is a prompt, it's an LLM which is working. So it is having a large repository and with the help of which it is working, but you have to make sure that you are verifying it properly. All right. So how I can use it? So a workflow using AI and qualitative review. So first define the key terms. What is the broad terms and the narrow terms that you want to like focus upon? Use AI tools to collect and cluster literature. All right. And from there, you can extract the key themes and the codes and the insights from there. And then you can map the findings using conceptual models which are already existing that has been published, you can say, in the past studies. And then you can easily identify that what's missing. That is a gap analysis you can do. And that is the biggest reason that why you can say the papers get rejected, because the paper is very well written, but at times the reviewer asked that, okay, what kind of novelty you're bringing to this particular research that you are doing? What is the fun of doing this? In case you are saying that, okay, so you have to magnify, you can say, the research gap very appropriately. That why you're conducting this particular research. All right. So gap analysis has to be very well magnified. and then use outputs to refine research problems. So definitely with the help of AI, we can do that. Now, always verified, as I told you, ethics and limitations of ANLR. So always verify AI generated content with the source reading, right? So I have to make sure that, okay, whatever the content has been generated with the help of AI, whether it is correct or not, as I told you. So I also use, you can say, AI in my research paper, especially when I have to make the reference list, right? It's because manually takes a lot of time. So you can say, pick up the papers, or you can say the list of the references, and then ask them that, okay, make the list as per APA or Harvard, whatever the citation style you want to go with. And then so it gives you, right? It gives you, but you have to make sure that whatever the list has been generated, is it working? So let me tell you, like for example, the recent paper which got accepted, we were having around 55 papers into it that we have cited over there. So I checked manually. So I have already curated the particular list, but I checked one by one all the references, all right, that I curated with the help of AI. And I just found that, okay, that many DOIs that was given were not working. So I have to do a little bit Google search on that, and I have to find that particular paper. I have to copy the current DOI, you can say. So definitely formatting part, it is very well done. All right. But definitely the links, especially the DOI links and all that, you please have to verify. And even you have to even verify in which year that was being published. So you have to make sure that you are not completely relying on AI for everything. You can't do that. So be cautious of bias and hallucination. See, at times when, see, as a researcher, we have to make sure that we are ethical enough, and we should be ethical, largely, I'll say, that you should not be biased. I should not conduct the research because I want to see I want to see the certain kind of results that I'm having in my mind. No, right? So I'm not conducting research for that. I'm conducting research because I want to actually find out that, okay, if certain thing is happening, then why that is happening? What are the reasons for that? So I need to keep my bias away, all right, and the kind of results that I'm getting. So I should accept it without any kind of bias, right? And I need to like report it the way it is. I should not add my flavor to it unnecessarily because I want to manipulate it. So there's no need to manipulate, you can say, uh, the results, you can say. So you have to be a little bit cautious of your own bias and hallucination. Then you need to also ensure the transparency and the academic integrity. Now, there was somebody who was asking that, okay, can we write that, okay, we have used AI? See, you can use AI, but you have to give a declaration then. So what is the declaration? That, okay, like for example, Grammarly, I'll give you one simple example. So Grammarly is also now AI based. But what you can do, like for example, I'm using Chat GPT, so I write everything on my own. Then I give a prompt that, okay, correct the particular draft without changing the language. I'm repeating, correct the existing draft without changing the language. So what will happen? It will going to improvise the grammar and all, but the language of what the language that you have written, the flow and everything, that will be improvised, but your language will be retained. So that will work. Or somewhere an idea has been generated, then you have to rewrite in your own language, you can say. All right, the paraphrasing has to be done. Or in case you have to give a declaration that, okay, for the language refinement, all right, the AI has been utilized. So that is perfectly fine. But the idea, the methodology and everything, whatever is done is very, very, you can say, very much done by you only. It is not copied or generated with the help of AI. So that you have to make sure. So you can give a declaration, you can use it. So AI should assist and not replace critical thinking, as we have discussed yesterday also. See, AI is just a tool. Understand that. All right. It's not there to replace you, because the human brain and the decision making has to be yours only. And the site AI tools, like largely they are using APA MLA recommended practices. So that is perfectly okay. So please make sure that whatever the kind of research you are doing, you are very much ethical about it, and you're not working, and you're not actually uh, trying to get the results that you are actually aiming at or you want to show. No. Research is only that only, na, that way which is original in nature. which is actually helping you to understand it, okay, how things are happening, how they're evolving, and where you can make a original contribution. And that is why we all do research, correct? So definitely we have to keep all these things in our mind. So what you can do is a small, I will going to show. So you can use the connected papers or the research rabbit. So these are certain with which you can create a literature map and identify one research gap also, and summarize insights using ChatGPT or Licit and share findings with the group. Now this is a kind of exercise that you people can do right now. All right, and then we can move ahead. And these are the key takeaways. So literature review in qualitative research is interpretative and iterative. AI tools can enhance efficiency and depth, but not replace expertise. So definitely you are the expert, not AI. Gap identification is very, very crucial for contribution. And definitely pattern recognition helps in developing stronger conceptual clarity. So this is all, you can little bit go with this one. All right. So these are certain tools that you people can actually look at. All right, that is illicit, connected papers, site AI, and lit maps. So you can just explore all these aspects, right? And now this is one. So what is one insight or tool you would apply in your research? So that is the question for you to ponder upon. And how you can ensure the rigor of your AI assisted review. That can you rely on that, or somewhere you have to do it manually. So now see, AI can just help you, but ultimately it's you who have to take a call that whether you would like to go with it or not, right? So let me just finish it over. Now I am using this one particular tool. Can you see my screen? Just please just put it in the chat window if you can see it. Okay, yeah, Zotero and all these, yeah, they're working, correct. Now, see, this is answer this .io, all right. This is also a tool where I can actually do a lot of work. So I put a one particular query. I'm just putting this in your chat window. Okay. Now see, I gave a command, all right. Create a literature on whistleblowing in banking sector in India. Already I have published my papers over here, but just for exploring it. So what I'm doing now, see, can you see all these headers here? For example, I want to create something new. So there I can give a prompt, right? I can go for the literature review. I can go for the guides. I can go for the, like, for example, chat with PDF. So what you can do, you can just upload your PDF, and then from there you can identify that, okay, what are the key findings? What are the key results? What are the methodology they have used? You can use a citation map. So you can say diagram generator has also been there. Search papers also been there, library management, and the AI writer. So you can use this. So also you can see the little bit some free version also work well. All right. So I'm using the free version. And apart from that, you can also have a library where you can actually upload your papers and you can do it. All right. And you can just create your own papers and you can create a citation map and the diagram also. Right. So this is a particular command that I've already given. Now you could see I have given that, okay, uh, create a literature review on whistleblowing. Now see, I have not done anything. I have only just given command. You see, beautifully it has conceptualized that introduction to whistleblowing. Whistleblowing is fundamentally the act of so and so, and with citations also. Now you could see this is the particular paper that it has given, the current study, and you could see the literature has been created, and this is the first paper that has been given. The number of citations is 2 and it was published 2016. The current study is focused on whistleblowing to propose SWOT evaluation model for whistleblowing banking sector, identify strength and all that. And see, it is talking about objective, it is talking about methods, it is talking about analysis, right? It is talking about the sample and the population, the sampling that has been used, the structured questionnaire, and I can just move forward. So you could see it has given me a nutshell that what this paper was all about, which the AI has cited. So is it helpful to me? Anyone? Does it sound little interesting? Now I have only given a prompt and see, even I can just click on the links, the number of papers that have been cited, and that paper is now open here. And this paper is published in Indian Society for Education Environment. And what this paper is all about, you can see they have talked about objectives, methods, data analysis tools, what they have used, what are the findings they have done, right? And findings are mainly based on evaluation proposal model improvements. This give promising encouraging results, whistleblowers against retaliation, others workplaces. So this is what they have talked about. Now let's move ahead. So it looks very appealing. All right. So decision to blow whistle is influenced by complex interplay and all that. So whistleblowing also serves as a critical corporate control mechanism. Now this is second paper. Let me just go through it. Now this is a paper, all right, which is published, you can say, in Springer Science Plus Business Media, taking it outside the study of legal, you can say, context and external whistleblowing in China and India. So a comparative kind of a study has been done. So by providing channel for reporting, so you could see that it has generated, you can say, an introduction, all right, but it looks very appealing. But to be very honest, if I look at it, it looks very nice, but I may not take it completely. I will going to refine it further as a researcher if I have to go with it. So I can improvise it to the see, at least an outline is given. So somewhat you can say it has given me a direction where I want to go. Now it has talked about defining whistleblowing introduction. Now it is coming to the importance of whistleblowing in the banking sector. Now see, I'm again coming, you can say, to the another paper. The cost and the labor, you can say it is again is talking about. So viewing 3 of the 24 papers. So in case I want to chat with a paper, I can do it. If I want to save it to my library, I can do that. Right? And see, it has generated this one. Overview of the Indian banking sector. It has undergone significant transformation in recent decades. And it has talked about the banking sector, the way it should look like. So it looks very nice, to be very honest, right? And legal and regulatory framework whistleblowing in India, it has talked about it. So what kind of policies which exist, what kind of mechanisms are also been there. All right. It has been given analysis of the legal protections of whistleblowers, gaps and challenges. Now see what is generally we want to study in the LR, that okay, what is a gap? And that is why we try to conduct, you can say, a literature review. Now, what is saying a significant gap in the legal framework is the lack of comprehensive legal protection of whistleblowers in Nigeria. Now, it is giving me for Nigeria. I have asked it for India, not for Nigeria, right? So, this is the first thing. This deficiency undermines the effect of whistleblowing and discourages individuals from reporting wrongdoing. Now, absence of subject related, there's a need to increase awareness in Nigeria and all that. This is the gaps and challenge. Now it is taking it to Nigeria. Why? It is not talking about India. So somewhere I have to now correct this one. Now just move ahead. Formal whistle mechanisms in India. Now, for example, if I again want to go with it, right? So it is implementation whistle mechanism. So it is now it is citing the same, you can say, and in total it has shown me 21 research papers that I can actually view. Now, for example, if I have to view all the papers because of free version, so you can just see it. Informal channels of reporting, effectiveness of current systems, motivation. Now, these are the factors. Now they're talking about the deterrence of whistleblowing, factor discouraging. So you could see. So it is okay, but yes, it needs lot of polishing. So you cannot completely rely on because my area is of whistleblowing. So I can say that. Impact and see preventing fraud and improving ethical culture. Challenges now see if like which has been there. So you can just check it. And in case I want to just move stigma, organization resistance, legislative frameworks in other countries, for example, right? And organized support system, incentivizing. So it has given me, you can say, a good frame, you can say, of the recent papers. So 21 papers Yeah, it has taken into consideration and it has created an LR. And these are the various, you can say, case studies that they have discussed. Significant frauds, you can say, unsuccessful whistleblowing cases, it has talked about. And then again, the same thing is coming. Somewhat you can say the reputation part has been there. So I can just move ahead like that. Now, for example, I want to chat with this particular paper. Okay. Explain selected text. Now, for example, I have to particular chat with the paper. Okay. What are the key findings, for example? Now, I give one particular prompt, and this is the paper. Now, it is showing me thinking. Now, you can see this is what the key findings are, and it has given me here. The study by Kate, Kenny, and Futaki highlights several key findings regarding the cost and labor of whistleblowing, emphasizing the bodily vulnerability of whistleblowers and the need for the greater support. The research challenges the prevailing societal ambivalence towards whistleblowers. Now, somewhere you can see, you can understand a particular paper. So now, for example, once you have identified your public, like whatever the papers you want to utilize or you use in your own current study, you can at least understand, okay, what are the key findings, what kind of work they have done, what is the methodology and all that, right? Now, if I again, so I can do all these things. So these are certain things that I can got. I have received it, right? Now, again, what is the methodology? For example, I want to go. It is again thinking. So this is how I can give the prompt, and even I can, if I really am interested in a particular paper, so what I can do, I can understand it and I can take it forward, right? So this somewhat you can say help me to write it. So this is very widely now been used, you can say, by the various researchers, you can say, right? And I can utilize it. For example, I want to go with a certain literature review. Then again, I have to just put my query here. All right. Like deep research has been there. If I want to go with it. So there are certain paid, there are certain new things. Now, for example, give me any topic that you people feel that okay, you would like to upon. Anyone, any particular topic that you're working upon? Okay, chalo, let me just put my topic here. Hmm. Literature review on maternity in India, for example. So this is what I have run. So it will take some time. In the meanwhile, it is analyzing, and this is how it runs, you can say, right? So it is analyzing, it is taking some time, it is gathering sources, right? And in this way, once it will be complete, so then again, you can say the screen will appear with a particular literature review which has been there, and definitely it can be a better way that you can work with it. Now let's see in the meanwhile the results are coming in. Okay, local self-governance in Nigeria. Yes, you can definitely. So you can just put anything that you want. And for example, like I want to use create a literature review on. So let me just state from your queries only. Healthcare seeking behavior. Behavior. And I'm also writing uh, verify the sources and give me citations in APA format. Now this is the command that I've already given. Let me just check. It is again still taking some time. Okay, this is about the health seeking behavior. You can see it has been there. Now this is Biomed Central. You could see that it is also highlighting, you can say the particular papers among patient visiting public primary healthcare. But this is not very detailed, but it is only giving an outline. Now you could see that this is a APA format and it has been generating. Now I have to just check it whether this the one which is generated it is correct or not. Let me just check it. Yeah, this is correct. So I can take it. Let's just check the other one. Can you see this? This is incorrect. That means this is not done properly. This is not correct. So you have to check it. Now let's move another. This one is correct. So that you can see that the paper is open now in front of me. It is an open access paper. And I can just go through this paper once again. This is very much correct. So I could see that second one is not working properly. Let me go for the fourth one. This is also correct. I can go with it. Let's go with the last one. So out of 5, how many are incorrect? 2 are incorrect, correct? So I hope now you understand ki like how much we can rely on AI, right? So you have to use it very, very rationally. Very rationally. You cannot rely on it completely. So you have to verify it, all right, properly from the correct sources, and then only you can put it. So it appears, see, it appears very lucrative. Oh, so nicely it has given to me. But you have to make sure na, that whether it is correctly written or not. Now, for example, I'm going for this first paper, Fatma one and all that. Is it published in 2023? Let me just check it. Now you could see it is, yes, when it is published, yes, it is published 2023. Is this is the name of the paper? Let us just go back. Healthcare seeking behavior and patient visiting public primary and secondary healthcare facilities in urban and district cross-sectional qualitative study. Okay. Yeah, a cross-sectional quantitative analysis. What it has written? Quantitative analysis is right. PLOS, Global Public Health. Is it the same? Yeah. All right. So somewhere I have to make sure PLO. Yeah. So it is correct. I can go ahead with it. Right. So somewhere what I'm trying to say is see, you have to be very, very rational and you have to verify it completely, especially when you are going with creating, you can say the literature with the help of LR. But authors in papers are different. Okay, okay, that's good observation. So there are two things that we identified. The paper name is correct. Okay, Gagan. So let's check one more thing. Uh, Fatma and Ram Mohan V. The two authors it is showing. Yeah, Fatma and Ram Mohan. The two authors, it's correct, right? So somewhere, so some is correct, some are not correct. That is what I'm trying to say, that you have to check once that, see, it has done most of your work. Now the only thing is that you have to check the correct pattern, because you should know that, okay, how API has been written. So at least you should know that. You cannot leave it on the AI that, okay, AI can do entire thing on your behalf. No, it will not going to do that, right? So I can do it. Okay, and now I'm just putting that, okay, can you change, citation in Harvard? Now you could see it is now providing me that Feng et al. And all that. So it has changed. Any change, or again it is coming the incorrect one? The link isn't verified. So you have to verify it. Now if I'm asking, give me a detailed thematic analysis on given topic, highlighting the gaps. But it's still taking some time, so we can just wait. Now you can say, interesting. It is showing that, okay, these are the certain things, gap identified. Now, I am also giving one more thing. Let me give one more command. Can you suggest some research gaps based on existing, so what we have given earlier, based on existing gaps that on which I can base my future study. And I'm giving one more. Now see, I can easily get, you can say, this could be the potential study. Okay, I am saying give it in a tabular format and highlight the gaps in terms of methodology, sampling, population, and likewise. Now, can you see this? Does it actually make sense to all of you? If you think that, okay, whatever I have shown you, it is adding some value to you, just put your thoughts, please, in the comment box. Gap category. So you can see this is the methodology gaps and all that, right? So this is how, see, you can do it with the help of AI. So AI somewhere you can say makes my work very easy, but there's a catch, as I have told you. You have to verify that okay, whatever is been given by the AI, is it actually helping me or not? So I hope like whatever the doubts you people were having, especially related to citations, I think that is clear because there were some questions that okay, how to verify it. So this is how you have to verify it, right? Now I'm coming back to this one. Now see, I gave a command on answer this, right? Give me literature with maternity benefits India. So you could see this is one paper that they have taken. A perspective of maternity and paternity leave in India that they have taken. A comparative study in India and USA. All right. So this is what they have given. Now see. And how many papers have identified? 25 papers they have given to me. Legislative. Okay. If I want to again, you can say give. I want to ask a follow-up question. Are there any qualitative studies in India? This is what I'm just putting. It is again taking some time. So in the meanwhile it is going, let me just go back and let me just see, okay, tell me the latest or recent Pearl studies on maternity benefits in India. Now it is searching the web. It is taking little time. It is also taking little time. Can you see this? This is one paper in India's maternity introduction qualitative studies on India's maternity care health. Role of women's self-help groups in reproductive and health. Awareness of utilizing. So these are various papers which have been there, which are already been there. All right. And then I can just go through it. So it has identified 20 papers around. All right. Because not, this is a free version. So it is not actually like showing the complete one. So this is how we can go with it. Unable to display. Now let me just again refresh it. So I'm saying it is a bad response. Tell me the latest recent quality studies of maternity benefits in India. Let me just see that whether it is giving me again now. Could you see this? Reference has also been given. Can you see this? This is my paper which has recently got published. Is it actually correct? Let me just check the source. Can you see this? The paper is absolutely correct what it has cited, and it has You can show this is my name and it is showing. Let me just go back again. So yes, this is very much correct. Yeah, this is my paper, right? And see, it just talked about the methodology, key findings, research gap, references also been there. And okay, I'm putting one more club, the references in APA, in APA format. Now see, it is saying author unknown. That means something is wrong. So I have to make sure that I can correct it properly. Okay, sir, could you please explain on self-citation? Okay. See, self-citation we can do in case, especially like for example, if I talk about the whistleblowing, talk about my topics only. So largely, if I have to conduct, you can say IPA studies. So yes, there are a lot many people who have done on a particular methodology, on a particular, you can say, on various other, you can say, topics. But Samir, what I'm supposed to do is I can cite it in case there are not much relevant studies in your area. So you can do that. But yes, it should be avoided. All right. It should not be like that just to increase my own citations. I have to do it in case you're not finding much relevant studies in your particular area. So then you can cite it. That's not a problem. You can do that. But yes, many people don't find it very ethical. But in case, as I told you, in case there is a dearth, you can say, and very few people have worked on it. There is not much. There are not many other studies to support your work. Definitely, you can do that. Even I do that, especially for the methodology part. I used to do it, right? So we can do it, but yes, we can try to avoid it in case if you are having the other papers which we can be which we can cite, right? Any other questions, please? I think largely I have talked about all these things. Okay. How do you put 25 papers and answer this? See, there are various methods which you can do is, see, if you're having this paid version, so what you can do, you can see this library section here. So what I can do, I can just put, once I've given the query, all right. So what I can do, I can just save it to the library also. And even there is one uh, method where I can actually, in the project section, you can see, right? So what I can do, I can put lot of things. I can upload, you can say the papers over there, and then definitely I can work with it. Like Mendeley has been there, na? So what we used to do, we used to upload the papers over there. At least we put make a repository kind of a thing. From there also we can do it, and definitely that will going to be helpful, right? So see, as you could see, author unknown. See, this is my paper. And I think it is showing me the correct version also. And see, even the citation is given, but still this stupid app is showing me author is unknown. Now just let me give you one more. Check. Check the first citation. Now it is correct. Now it is correct. So what I'm trying to say is you have to again and again you have to like give the prompt properly. So giving the prompt is very essential, right? So that can actually help you to like get the best results. So you have to give the right prompt, what you are actually aiming at, and that can actually help you to get the right kind of response from the chat GPT or any AI assistant tool. There is also one more tool, that is research discovery. All right. So discovery has also been there, and over there is also Scopus AI. So with the help of Scopus AI also, so you could see this is a AI launched by in 2024 itself. So what you can do, you can easily identify, okay, by integrating Scopus extended database with advanced AI capabilities. So it gives you that, okay, what kind of topics you can say largely the research has been conducted, what kind of work has been done, what is the methodology and all that, that comes in. So it is very helpful, especially, and even you can get the emerging themes, you can got the concept maps also been there, foundational papers are also been there, you can easily get. So these are some key features. So you can always use Scopus AI, but Scopus AI you can access if your institution is having an access to it, right? So this has also been there. So you can do it. So Scopus AI works very well that ways, right? So let me just check if it is working for me. All right, so here you can just Scopus AI explore, focus, and advance. So it empowers your research journey with Scopus AI, your dynamic. So navigate the vast expense knowledge, and you can just do it, right? So you can explore topics and discover relevant references since 2003. So this is how you can actually. Deepa, kindly just stop scribbling on the screen, please. Right, so that can be easily been done. Like for example, this is what you have put influence of seismology on civil engineering. So lot many papers can be seen here, and then you can curate the topic summaries, and you can see how many citations have been there, and definitely you can work on it. And this is how the concept map can come. See, seismology, earthquake seismology, and this is how. So concept map you can easily get from scopus.ai. All right. So you can just use it, and it is very interesting to use it. You can easily identify the emerging things. So I'm just showing the video.
We spoke to a lot of people about Scopus AI, and the problem was something there was that how do we find relevant literature? What they were telling us now, but what I want to do is I want to be able to see where the opportunities are. Where are the gaps? What are the consistent ideas? What are the novel ideas in my field and other fields quickly? This seemed like a natural evolution of what we were doing with Scopus AI. We're just doing it at a bigger scale. And what the emerging themes feature aims to do is to try and make that much easier. So you at a very quick glance can see how is my field changing? What fields of research in this area have we never seen before that are emerging? What things are constantly the same year after year? And then be able to bring that together and propose potentially some hypotheses or questions to help you in your discovery journey. It's a new way to sort of help researchers get to the point of asking the right kind of questions and maybe show them things that they weren't even aware were available or possible. And that's the goal of emerging themes. The emerging themes analyzes publication patterns to identify areas that are gaining momentum or areas that are underexplored.
Here's a preview of emerging themes. It visualizes research trends over time, allowing you to spot consistent themes and novel areas ripe for exploration.
This innovative tool identifies consistent and novel trends, allowing researchers to spot opportunities for groundbreaking work. And for the most part, you want the researchers to be thinking of the next new thing. You want them to be combining things to come to outcomes much faster. If we offload the task of finding all the content, curating it, reading over it, all of that kind of stuff, and make it in a more, if we make it more effective for researchers, then we're literally helping society advance knowledge. Yeah. And I think that's where the excitement is.
So I'll recommend that if you people can little bit explore this one in case this is working. Research Rabbit, see, I have to just make an account on it. Okay, so please highlight out mapping. Mapping is largely been done with the help of AI tools, as I have shown you in the previous one also. Okay, so let me just check your questions now one by one. Okay, so it works in a similar manner like Sanjeev ji, right? On the Research Rabbit also. So you just make your account. So what you can do, you can just go there and just try on your own. In case there are some doubts, you can come back and then I can just take it. right? And when you talk about mapping, see mapping when you talk about specifically, so it's about all about the themes, or you can say what are the emerging areas where I can work upon, right? And whether I'm going in the right direction. So somewhat you can say when we use all these particular answer this, or you can say the research rabbit or the various AI other tools have been there, or Elicit has been there. So they are somewhat you can say similar tools you can say, right? But it largely depends on what kind of research I'm actually doing, and accordingly that will going to help me. Okay, so sometimes AI shows reference even with DOI, but we are unable to find the reference anywhere. Yeah, for that, what you are supposed to do is that, okay, just put that particular, pick that particular topic, and then on the Google Scholar and all that, you can just go and you can just find out, right? This is what you can do it, right? So you can easily just go. So that is the little bit manual work that you have to do. All right. Like for example, if 5 out of 5 citation 2 are incorrect, so at least I can just go and manually verify it. So that is simple. That is not very difficult. So you can go with the help of the Google Scholar, or you can say even if it is in Elsevier or something, you can just put it and you can easily identify. So it comes very easily and it is easy to verify also. SCI space has been there, definitely it works very fine. So that is what I said now. When you talk about the literature review, see all these platforms are somewhat similar. So it all depends that okay, how well which platform you find better for your own self, right? This is just you can say a kind of a demo that I have given. But what works well for you, you have to just explore the tools, and more you will use it. Definitely, you can. Take it forward, right? How ethical it is to use AI for idea generation. It is not unethical to use it for idea generation. You can use it because ultimately, see, the ideas are given, right? That okay, ideas can be given by the AI, but how feasible the ideas are, all right, and how I can take it forward. See, AI can only give me a kind of a direction or a kind of a roadmap. Okay, this could be a probable thing that you can explore. But whether it is possible, whether it is feasible, that as a researcher you have to identify, right? Only you have to identify. No, it doesn't cause plagiarism because ultimately you're not just copying and pasting it, na? You're refining it. So whatever has been given by the AI, I cannot just take it as it is. I have to make it better. See, understand one thing, I can use as it is, you can say the text in case I'm writing an email or something, right? Or I can just paraphrasing certain things. But somewhere you have to understand that you cannot use the language as it is. I have to make it better. Stop scribbling, please. So it will not going to cause idea generation doesn't cause any plagiarism. Okay, you just like yesterday also I have shown you certain things. Now tell me any particular you can say field in which you would like to conduct your research. Sharyu and Mary. So you can just give me any particular field that you would like to research upon, and let's generate one particular idea and let's take it forward. Emerging oral health risk of nicotine. Okay, I'm just putting it. So can you suggest some research ideas which I can work upon on the given topic. So let's see what comes. Now you could see it has given you, you can say the research idea. Now, are you going to work on all the ideas? My question is this. Will you going to work on all ideas? See, whatever the works you are going, na, nurses' perception on ethics, okay, that's one, that's fine. You cannot work. Now see, the AI has given me 8 ideas. Now I have to understand. Now, if I tell you, I can create 8 paper minimum on every idea, even more. by combining, or if I want to go with it. Now, see, description is explore how user perceives the risk and benefits of nicotine pouches and their oral health practices. इस पे आपका एक पूरा पेपर निकल जाएगा. Now, for example, you want to go with a clinical assessment of oral musical changes in nicotine pouch users. Now, see, this is just an idea. See, people, you have to understand one thing. It all depends on you, that how you want to take it forward. Now, they might be appealing very good to you, but there could be better ideas on that. So, see, it is give you suggestive research ideas, but which one works well for you, which is doable, you have to like decide on that part. AI will not do that. Now, any other question regarding that? Okay, what should I take no as? Okay, okay, got it. So you have to decide. So AI will not go definitely going to decide on your behalf. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to just make sure that whatever the idea is been given by AI, you have to just see that okay, how doable it is, how feasible it is, and accordingly, then you can take all these things forward. Right? So you can explore this Scopus AI and accordingly, like from example, as I showed you, you can identify the themes, you can identify the trends. Okay, what kind of researches people are doing, and with the help of that, definitely some ideas comes to you also that okay, this I can work on this particular idea. Like for example, I was watching this video from World Economic Forum, and they showed that okay, in Gen Z there's a lot the people are putting a lot of emphasis on work life balance. That means for them in any particular job whatever they are doing, so they're putting a lot of emphasis on work life balance, and they would like to join the companies which are giving work life you can say balance is possible there. So I got an idea that okay, why not to explore the work-life balance of preferences for Gen Z population in India, for example. Like for example, there are a lot many policy matters that at times the government used to make. For example, like in UK, the 4 days work week has been, you can say, an experiment was been done that okay, whether it will work or not. So maybe in UK you can say 4 days work will 4 days work week might work, but whether it will work in India, and I want to explore that okay, what is the possibility, what people thinks about, what people think about it, and what the policy makers think about it. All right, so if I talk about pre-COVID, largely it was work from office. During COVID it was completely online, but post COVID it has become hybrid kind of a thing. But many organizations saying that no, people have to come back to the offices, and they need to come and they need to work from office itself. Now I can explore all these ideas further that okay, what is the preference of people? That are they more pro towards you can say work from home or work from office? So what they would like to go with. So I can work on these particular aspects, right? So it all depends. No, 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 Deepa, because as I told you, see, you got the idea, na? Now you have to refine that idea. You should write in your own language. You can see if you really want to like use AI for example. So write the draft on your own. Then you can use Grammarly, which is also AI assisted. And because I've used it personally, like for example, if I talk about Grammarly, I just show you. So I have like put my thesis into Grammarly, and I have corrected the grammatical errors. But in that, the language was very much of my own. I have not copied it. Only the grammatical errors were fixed, right? So if you are going for a paid, for example, like I'm just taking this particular file. Now they are the AI-driven talent acquisition. Now this is the particular title that I'm working. I'm just giving an example. Now it is giving me suggestions. For example, AI-driven, a driven algorithm. Now you have to make sure that whether you want to keep this or not. So write in your own language only. My suggestion would be write in your own language. And now it is also giving one more. Let's see, write with generative AI. You can set voice, you can humanize it and lot many things, but yes, there are a lot many tools which can easily check that okay, whether you have written with AI or not. So better would be use your critical thinking and your writing skills. Definitely, you can use, you can say, these kind of softwares to correct the grammatical errors and all that. But my suggestion would be that you should not go completely to write your thesis, especially with the AI, because that can be easily been caught, and definitely plagiarism will be very, very high. It will be going to show 100% AI written. So you will be in trouble. So big no from my side. For articles, yes, I am using it just to correct the grammatical errors, but definitely the language is mine only. Text experts, okay, so I think you have already gone through the papers, Priyanka, right? Which I have shown you. So at times, and there is one particular chapter that I've already shown you. Let me just come back to it. Yes, okay. So Priyanka, like you might have gone through the various papers that I've already shared with all of you yesterday. Let me just go back. Let me take my paper. Let me go to. No, this is what you can do it. No, excerpts you can say are, you can say the verbatims at times. It all depends because it's a qualitative paper. So I am using it, right? Now, okay. Can you see this? These are the comments, right? So excerpts, when we talk about, you can say a small kind of a paragraph that I have taken. For example, I took this and I want to analyze it, especially when we go for the qualitative. So if I can, I want to just take it at, okay, this was said by somebody. All right. Especially the comment, or you can say the verbatims, at times it works. So generally it helps me to understand, okay, the gist, or you can say of a particular sentence or particular thing that has been talked about. All right. Or what the purpose, whatever the person wants to communicate with the help of that. Now, for example, awareness regarding Maternity Benefit Act. So I wrote this particular. So you can just take it and you can further talk about it. And these are certain verbatims that I have used in this. Now, for example, you are reading a newspaper, and from that particular newspaper, you have taken a particular section and you want to analyze it. So that are largely been excerpts, and with the help of that experts, you can try to draw certain meanings out of it, right? So like generally when we are writing any paper, especially with the help of, you can say, the research papers and all that, I can go with it. All right. So what I'm doing, I am quoting the text, I am quoting the statements. All right. So largely when I'm using the newspaper, or you can say the published document of the reports, and I'm quoting the sentences from there. So there, basically, these are the expert excerpts that I'm using in my study for my research work and all. Right. I hope your question is answered. So any other questions, please? Any other questions from today's session? Okay. Now, verbatims when by Samruddh, whenever, for example, you're writing a particular case study, for example, I've already shared one case study example with you, right? So in that you have seen that there are lot many statements which was given by the Anamika. For example, you can say the protagonist in that particular case, and they have used, you can say, the given statements. All right. So because I'm writing a case study on a particular NGO which has been run by a particular person. So I'm quoting, you can say, the text, that the statements, the text about it. So largely we used to, depending on my research objective, depending upon my the work, you can say, the research objective I want to attain, right? I am actually putting those kind of verbatims from that particular report that suits my research or that fulfills my research objective. Okay, does humanize AI really do the percentage of AI content? Up to some extent, but see, the critical thinking and the writing part should be kept to you. See, the original text, the original, you can say the text should be written by you only. You can improvise it with the help of AI, but it should not be that AI is writing on your behalf. And to be very honest, because my students, if they are using AI, they are writing it, na, I can easily catch hold of it. Reason being, because I know them what kind of like English and vocabulary they are having, whether they are having that kind of thought process, and moreover, because whatever the kind of output at times the AI is given, na, it is not very nice. For the routine task, it works very well, but for the research kind of thing, it doesn't give that kind of output that we are actually looking at. So better would be like if you can do it on your own, and then you can improvise it with the help of certain AI tools. That means language augmentation can be done, but the entire thing to be written by the AI only, I'm not in favor of that. So I think I have taken whatever the questions you are having. Any other questions? So then after that, otherwise we can just put it to an end to a meeting today. Okay, and one more question. So, are you people finding some value to the sessions that we are discussing, whatever discussions we are having? Or it is adding some value to you people? Okay. Okay, so that's a great motivation for me also. Okay. So, any other questions that you would like to ask me? Yeah. Any question? Or otherwise, we can just close the session after this. In case there is some more questions, so my request will be like kindly just go through the research papers that I have shared once again, because tomorrow I will be taking, you can say, the coding part, that how we used to do the coding, you can say, in the qualitative research, right? And I will be using the similar papers that I have already shared with you. So I will be giving you some data set also, and you can just do that. All right, and I'll show you that how it has been done, and then you can do it on your own also. So that will going to help you. All right. So okay, then there are no further questions. So thank you very much for the nice audience, I'll say. So thank you. Okay, want to know more on qualitative softwares, flowcharts, etc. See, Samrudh, you can use lot many softwares, but I will say don't get carried away by the softwares and all that, because largely when I talk about the qualitative as per my experience, see, it is your own brain that brings out the quality, you can say, to the kind of research you are doing, right? You don't need any software, to be very honest. You don't need NVivo, you don't need anything. You can do it manually also. The only thing is that with the help of this particular software, you can little bit increase your speed. Your accuracy becomes better. You can just little re-verify things that okay, whether you're going in the right direction. But yes, it is very, very important that you should rely on your own sense, I will say, your own intelligence. Software is just a tool, I will say that. All right. You can, without NVivo, Atlas TI, or any other data analysis tools for NVivo, you can easily do it manually also. And I'll show you how to do it tomorrow. When I go for the coding part, I'll tell you that how we are going to do it. And then it will be. And I will be really happy if you people will be able to learn it and doing it and publishing papers. Okay, can you take session on quantitative? Yes, I can take, but this is a qualitative one. So first, let me just wind it up. It's already for 7 days. So later on, definitely we can look for it.
Okay,
So no more
thank you.
questions, I feel. So all right
Yeah.
then. So thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, Masumaji.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for the insightful and amazing session and for generously sharing your expertise with us. And a big thank you to all the participants also for your enthusiastic engagement and active participation. Let's meet tomorrow evening for the next session. Thank you very much, all.
Okay, and there's one last question I'm taking. For plagiarism check, there are a lot many softwares like Turnitin and all. You can do it. One free advice for everyone. Kindly don't put your papers on any free website for plag check. I'm repeating, don't put it on any free website because your paper get submitted into the repository, and when you will going to check it through Turnitin or any other paid software, especially for the journals and all that, it is showing 100% plagiarized. So please don't do that. Don't fall for any such kind of softwares. Right? All right then. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir.